Hello and welcome to another video. This video is a demonstration of my Mesa Boogie Mark V 35. It's in the head form and I was intrigued by Mesa Boogie. I've got a Mesa Boogie King Snake and like its sound, it's a cascaded gain. So that's one gain channel into another gain channel, and it's got a very handy mid boost, so you can get all sorts of tones out of it. But you've got to be wary because of the mid-range character of all Mesa Boogie amplifiers. So this one is no different. The EQ section is quite a handful, and you've got to be very careful not to overburden the sound with mid-range. It can sound boxy quite quickly. So you've got to be constantly twiddling the knobs, set up for a particular sound, and just kind of leave it. And if you want a different sound, more gain for example, you've got to rebalance the whole EQ section. It's got a 5-band EQ, which is very handy indeed. It's not noisy, it's very clean and quiet amplifier, even in the high gain modes. Now there's loads of videos online about this amplifier, and they all go into the specifics of how to achieve a Metallica sound, like a chuggy metal sound. I'm not a metal player. I don't really like that type of music. I do like heavy metal, Judas Priest and Saxon and Iron Maiden, but I'm not really into the heavier styles and the chugging. So I'll try to avoid any of the discussion about that. There's plenty of videos out there that show how to attain a sound like that. So this is more angled towards players who like the idea of this amplifier, but are much more traditional in terms of playing. Sort of blues, country, kind of hard rock type of stuff. So the amplifier can do it all. I'm still exploring the possibilities, but I thought I'd just like to sort of do some set examples of different kind of sounds you can get from it, and I'll show all the EQ section and how to set it. So enjoy, and this is the first sample. This is on the clean channel, and I've set the preamp up to be quite sparkling, like a Blackface Fender. So now I've increased the gain a wee bit, and it's become a bit fatter, it's lost the sparkle, and it's starting to sound a bit more strident. So you can counterbalance this by adding a wee bit more bass, perhaps backing off in the mid-range, a little bit more presence. But presence is one of the controls on the Mesa Boogie that makes the amplifier sound quite harsh and strident, less springy, more stiff. Which is great if you want a kind of like a metal sound, but not so good for sort of the traditional rock style. So I'll turn the gain up a wee bit and you can hear how it sounds. So now I'm going to dial back the gain and I'm going to crank the master in 10 watt mode so you can hear how that sounds. So you get a bit of grit coming in with the power section, which really adds a lot to the sound. And now with the addition of mid-range, now Mesa Boogie's idea of mid-range is not what you might expect. It's more of a gain boost because it's a mid-range push into a drive section. It's where they've placed the EQ section. It's kind of like just before the drive section. And it's quite effective in sculpting the sound that gets distorted. So you can push the mid-range and it doesn't actually sound particularly middly, it just gets more distorted. So I'm going to crank the mid-range in this and see how that sounds. So now moving on to the fat channel. So this is a mode where extra bass and mid-range are automatically added in. So on channel 1, that's the so-called clean section. So crunch is the third option in that channel, but that's not clean at all, really. It's just progressively more dirty and gainy. And with that gain comes extra mid-range, which you've got to dial back out again with a twiddling of the knobs. So the more gain you put into the signal, into the drive section from the EQ and the first gain knob, the more middly it tends to sound. And it can sound boxy unless you rein that in. So this is the fat channel set quite low, and this is as sparkly as it gets. And now turning the gain up on the fat channel, you can hear the effect of this kind of like mid-range push. Sounds quite good, but less spongy and less forgiving than the clean channel. And of course you can crank the master and you can get all sorts of gainy goodness. And with extra bass, maybe less presence, you can get a nice spongy, sort of flubby sound that's people like so much in the Fender Deluxe Reverb. So now onto the crunch channel, and not changing anything at all, and just going straight into the crunch channel. You can hear what it sounds like. It's a marked change. I would say on channel 1, the only truly clean modes are the clean and fat. Crunch is an overdrive. You could live on channel 1 on this amplifier and not do anything. Just it does it all. But if you want the modern metal sounds, you've got to kind of like try channel 2 with its Mark II C+ and the Mark IV modes, and Xtreme as well. But if you're a traditional rock player, you could quite easily spend all your time on channel 1, and it's a real pity that you can't switch between clean or fat and the crunch. You can put a boost pedal, boosting the fat as well, but the crunch is definitely more gainy, as you'll hear. So I'll bring the video to a close here. I've not even covered channel 2. There's plenty of videos online where you can hear all the saturated 2C+ and the Mark IV and the Xtreme mode, using the graphic EQ, which is very important in that channel, just to scoop out the mids a wee bit, because it does get very mid-heavy. Although for rock, mid-range and saturated mid-range tones are not a bad thing. There's nothing worse than a really sort of horrible fizzy Marshall preamp distortion. And certainly with this Mesa Boogie, you can get everything you want from it. So I thought I would just do a demo of the clean into overdrive sounds on the clean, fat, and crunch. And remember, if you've got an attenuator, you can crank it into the attenuator and get lots of crunchy goodness out of the output valves. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.